From Julio Cruz and Gaylord Perry to Alvin Davis and Harold Reynolds to father and son back to back bombs. From Junior J, Joey, and Edgar with Randy, A-Rod, Dan, and the Sheriff to Ichiro Moyer and Mikey C to King Felix, Kyle Cruz, and Cano to the present with Julio, Gilbert, Kirby, and Cal. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my, it's another sports podcast. My, oh my, it's another sports podcast. We're back. We're back, baby. Got to give a huge shout out to our super producer, Andy, out there in Nashville, Tennessee, rocking the ones and twos. That's Vaden Podcast Services. Vaden Podcast Services, bringing the show to life. Got to give a huge shout out to the homies in the live chat. It's great to be back with all y'all again. But of course, my man is rearranging the game with his rugged sound. RG, what's up, man?
Normally, I try to start off with a bar. A lot going on this week for me. So just happy to talk sports, y'all. Let's go to work.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. I want y'all, I don't want to pry too much into my homie's life, but I need y'all to send some love and some warm vibes. My main man RG lost his dog this week, and I have two dogs in myself. I would be an utter mess. So I need everybody to give those healing vibes and that love to my main man RG. But let's jump right into it, man. The morning before the Mariners acquired Eugenio Suarez, I texted you and said, bro, I think they're done. I'm not getting my hopes up. I think it's going to be too cost expensive. I was proven dead wrong on that very night. The Mariners have a really shitty road trip going about 3-7. We make three huge trades. We go 3-1 versus Texas. It's been a crazy couple weeks as a Mariners fan.
So it really got started. We did what we were supposed to have done over the offseason and made a move to get Naylor. And from there, kind of the countdown began. And then the worst thing possible can happen. He gets hit in the hand and kind of throws everything with any type of possible trade or move up in the air. Then the good news came. The good news came. Gino comes back, good vibes only, back up in the Pacific Northwest. And but correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't have to completely tear apart the prospect field in order to be able to make these moves. So normally I stomp on DePito's head every chance I get, but they finally did what we wanted them to do. They made a move that said we're going for it. And that's all we've asked for at least the last 5 years is do something that says you give a damn about the final product of this team. They finally did it. Now the rest is just up to hope to make sure that Mariner luck doesn't catch back up to us.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, we can get more into the actual players of the trade in a second, but mine is more from the business point of view from the Mariners organization, RG. Why now? We've this needed to happen for a few years in a row. And a Rosarena was a great trade, but other than that, we've had head scratchers like trading a stud reliever of Graveman for an unknown Toro who's already turned into a vagabond. We could think of, oh, the motherfucker Jones, man, your boy Paul Sewald. It looks like it's turned out well for the Mariners, but that was a very risky move and set them back in the short term. RG, why on earth did this organization decide this year to pull so many trades at the deadline?
Pure speculation. Pure speculation. But my man DMX had an album a couple years ago. I know you remember it. It's called It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Made him famous.
The pressure was mounting. And not only, and for the first time, really, to listen to the Pito's comments, you can actually hear it. And I, for one, was happy to hear him not try to over explain something and just come out and just say it. We need to find a way to get better, not cost us everything that we have to do it. And damn it, he did what we thought he would have done 10 years ago and actually found a way to make it happen. Yes, Could both of those moves have been made during the offseason? Absolutely. Could we have gotten Randy Arozarena last year during the offseason? Yes, absolutely. When your hands are tied and you fucked up your capital, you got to play the hands that you were dealt. And this is the best position that he could possibly put us in, and even himself, to try to make all the shit he talks seem like reality now.
No doubt, man. It is kind of crazy. I'm looking at this lineup right now, RG, and everything feels more in place right now. We have JP at eighth. We have Canzone at seventh. I love Polo down at sixth. Acquiring these two bats, and what's crazy too is individually they've actually had kind of a minimal impact so far. Naylor has one home run, but only a couple of hits with the team. Suarez only had a couple of hits over the 4 game series against Texas, but what it does is it just legitimizes the lineup. There aren't those drastic holes anymore. A pitcher now has to truly navigate a sea of hitters. Before, man, they'd be just taking a little rowboat through a pond of hitters. But right now, you have to be effective. You have to be locked in with command of your pitches 1 through 9. Because look what happens. We have Jorge Polanco with a couple homers on the weekend. We have J.P. Crawford busting out of his slump with a walk-off bomb and a go-ahead homer on Sunday. We got Cole Young hitting the ball fucking 470 feet up into the second deck to the left of Hit It Here Cafe. I've never seen a dude hit it that far. And shout out Cole Young. I had no clue he could hit the ball like that. I thought he might be a second row home run guy his whole career. So we're already seeing it pay immediate dividends, and that's without the two individual hitters raking themselves.
Vogelbach. That's the only other person I've ever
Okay.
seen go up there in the big boy land. Can you hear me now, Ginger Fit Dad? Hit me up in the comments if you're still having trouble, and see if I can get a Indy to try to help me out behind the scenes somehow if we're still having trouble with my vocal levels. But yeah, man, it's what you needed, and it wasn't so much for the fact that we needed Naylor and Gino to come in and each hit 3 bombs in their first 4 at bats. But just like you said, man, it solidifies the lineup. Look at who second half Julio has shown up.
Mm.
Second half Julio has shown up, and this is what we're going to get from him. Cal will work his way back into it. But for God's sakes, man, this is the first time in a very long time where we can look at our lineup and actually have major league caliber players up and down the whole thing.
Mm.
JP, just hell of a weekend for him. Just love to see it, man. Just love to see it. Cole Young, smacking the ball all over the field. We're still gonna need some help. Still gonna need to not have one of those typical Mariner weeks where we can't afford any of those right now because the AL East is tight. The AL East is tight. It looks like not Baltimore. What am I trying to get at with them? Toronto, maybe not Toronto. Tampa may be giving a little bit of ground, but that's obviously who we're competing with, is to stay ahead of Texas and record-wise be in the mix with teams from the AL East. I like I said, man, I trashed the Pito a lot, bro, but this week it finally seemed like it all made sense.
Mm-hmm.
And after a bunch of head scratches, why we were screaming a couple weeks ago, the last time you got a chance to talk on there. If you were going to make a decision 2 years ago to spend the block on Mitch Haniger, why would you not go spend the block on Gino? And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. And it's a drastically different situation too. When they traded for Haniger, he was an injured, unproductive player. Gino has been playing the best fucking baseball of his major league career. I know he's well over 30, but this is Major League Baseball. A 34-year-old man can do work in this league. We've seen it our entire lives. And now I got another question for you, RG. I said earlier this weekend on social media that I have not been this excited for a Mariners major league stretch run in literally 30 years. Talk to me.
Caleb Ferguson. You're right, Ginger Fit Dad. We should have started with
Yup.
him because that was the first domino to be able to fall. And I made it. Ty said, "What else are we going to do for the bullpen?" And I made a joke that said we were going after Gardenhoser for Rookie of the Year, and it took Tyler 3 different text messages to realize I was full of shit, just fucking with him. But yeah, Caleb Ferguson was the first domino to fall. Naylor, Suarez. I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. August is getting started off the way it needed to be. We kept Texas at bay. So if I'm not mistaken, pulling up the standings now just to make sure we got it correct. I believe we're now 2 games clear of Texas, third wild card spot. Yeah, 2 games clear of Texas, 3 games clear of Cleveland, a half game behind the Yankees, and 2 behind Boston. And in the race to try to catch Big Brother, 2.5 back. You gotta love where we're at. What we cannot have is what we had 2 months ago. A repeat of being in this exact same situation and then found a way to shit the bed against the White Sox. Guess who comes to town? Guess who comes to town Tuesday? Then we get to help ourselves out. We get 9 games where we get to help ourselves out. We got 3 with the White Sox, 3 with Tampa, 3 with Baltimore. We can help ourselves out there and try to create some breathing room to let this new collection of guys get together and gel and mesh.
Dude, I'm pumped. I'm
It is,
pumped.
man. Exciting time.
I'm really glad Ginger Fit Dad brought up Caleb Ferguson because I'm gonna dig up a couple nuggets that I feel are really important and really cool. And RG, by the numbers, Caleb Ferguson is the best pitch to contact pitcher in baseball. Why do I say that, man? So Caleb Ferguson on the year has a 3.52 ERA. That's good. And the ERA for a reliever can fluctuate. His expected ERA is actually much lower at 2.87. But here's what I'm looking at. I think this is fucking wild, man. Pitching to contact. 91% of pitchers have a better whiff rate than Fergie, but Fergie allows the lowest average exit velo in the bigs, and Fergie surrenders the lowest hard hit rate in baseball. This pitcher literally produces the weakest average contact in all of baseball. I think that's really fun. As a former second baseman, it's always fun if the ball is going to be sprayed in the field. And seeing what it costs to get strikeout dominant players like Duran and Miller, like Philly and San Diego acquired, who I desperately wanted both of them. Just in terms of pure value, trading for Fergie is the better value, even though he's not the better pitcher. And RG just talked to me. I thought it was fascinating to find out that he's literally the best pitch to contact pitcher on the planet right now.
It was a move we typically don't make. It wasn't a reacclimation project. It wasn't retread tires. We saw a deficit and actually went out and tried to fix it, and a hell of a pickup for it. Tyson Baxter says that my Orioles got a ton of prospects, but lost 90% of our stars. It's a tough position to be in, man. And I can tell you from experiences being a Mariner fan, just the prospects of getting to the first week of August and having your organization do something that actually gives you hope is fucking fantastic. And yes, you guys had a hot two-year little run there. Everything kind of came together for you, little setback this year. But hey, man, one of the sayings that the show used to always say all the time was baseball returns to the mean, and
Mm.
you just returned to the mean right now, and not trying to. That's no shade at it, just the way that it goes. Look at what we had done prior. We found ways to tear apart our team chemistry at the trade deadline, and then went into it hoping for the best, and only played out once. It only absolutely played out once for us. But by God, man, it's here for us. It's here for us to see national articles being written about how we've improved our lineup enough to be a World Series contender. Things like that don't get said about the Seattle Mariners. But we're finally here on the premise, and we're gonna need some help. Was it a bad omen that after all the good vibes returned and finally made some moves that Thornton blows his Achilles out? Hate to see it. Absolutely hate to see it. But again, health, health and unity is what we're gonna need to be able to make it down the back end of this stretch.
All right, let's answer this question then, because I think this is an interesting one. Take a flyer on Marcus Stroman or not? And honestly, RG, I say no because he was awful this year. And you said it like a month or two ago that it's playoff time in the summer. It's been that way for well over a month now. I don't think we have time to just hope that we can get Marcus Stroman from 4 or 5 years ago when I know Logan Evans is never going to be an ace, but I know he can at least battle. And like today versus Texas, 5 innings and 3 runs. It's not sexy. It doesn't even let you qualify for a quality start. But from your fifth starter, who's actually your seventh guy if everybody's healthy, that's really not that bad, RG. In some games, you need to ask your offense to carry the fucking water.
We need to do that because you know that's not what the Mariners like to do. And yeah, I trashed Logan a couple weeks ago during the Yankee game. Most of it was talking shit. Uh, but
He got
really,
killed, but that's one game.
but one game, I'll absolutely take it. I'll absolutely take it. Some piss and vinegar performances from the pitching staff
Yeah.
and and the offense to finally come around. Rosarena's at 2020, Julio's at 2020. Things are starting to look up. Things are really, really, really starting to look up. A lot of good baseball to be played. We do have some treacherous water towards the middle of August, where we involve ourselves in the NL East competition between
Mhm.
the Mets and the Phillies. Then we get Oakland, we get San Diego, then we get Cleveland. Then from there, see, September's a got to have it. September is a got to have it. Nothing less than 650 winning percentage for the month of September. Anything less than that, we might be on the outside looking in. But we have to have it.
That's fun though. It's fun. It's always a good feeling to be nervous and excited at the same time. You know something is about to happen, whether the end result's positive or negative. But let's get into this then right now, man, because I've been kind of bantering with this with super producer Indy off the air. Bryce Miller had a really good first rehab start. I think his stuff wouldn't be great. It would be dynamic if he was a 1 inning pitcher the rest of the year. I'm also advocating that a guy who's had arm problems this year, I'm wondering if he only needs to work himself to a 1 inning pitcher, if we might get the best use out of him for 2025. If Bryce Miller gets healthy, what do you think you want to do here about him and Logan Evans at the end of the rotation?
Turn them into the new double Mitch Witch. Find, find a way to combine their strengths. Find a way to combine their strengths and minimize the risk of Bryce's arm problems and Evans just really becoming overexposed. Not from hitters picking up on his stuff, but this is a young guy that we're asking to do a lot right now.
Yep.
So let's find a way to keep his exposure to a minimum. If that's the best way for us to use it, I have no problem with it whatsoever. They could trash us in the comments for it. That's the beauty of this new internet world. We're all geniuses until someone proves us right or wrong. So I'm all for it, man. Whatever needs to be done, whatever needs to be done, because it protects not only Bryce for the rest of this year, but then we end up in a we don't want to end up in a situation like we did with Robbie Ray,
Oh God, no.
where his problems carry into the offseason. He's no good to us. We trade him, and then he goes to San Francisco and becomes a stud. That's some of the stuff I'm seeing here in the live chat talking about Stroman. It's going to end up on the going to end up in Houston and find a way to kill it. So be it, man. So be it. Like I said, we don't have a whole lot of tinkering around we can afford to do. This is going to be the team that's going to carry us through. Find a way. Find a way to utilize what we have. I think we've picked up enough.
Hmm. Hmm. I want to give a shout out to out of all of these trades and all of this excitement. I want to give a huge shout out to Ben Williamson, man. And the analytical guys are going will get after you for supporting him, and I don't give a shit. RG, I completely realized that Williamson's OPS is at least 100 points lower than where we would like it to be. I understand that. But let's go back to the beginning of the season. At the very beginning of the season, the Mariners started 3-7 and it was bleak. If you have two straight 3-7, start out your season, 6-20, 8-20, doesn't matter how hot you get, it's probably over. Third base was in complete disarray. We found out in the very first game that Jorge Polanco absolutely does not have the arm for that position. There's a reason they put me at second and not third, RG, and it wasn't because of how fantastic I look. And so, I want to give Ben Williamson huge props, man. The third base position was in complete defensive array. He got rushed up to the big leagues earlier than he should have, and all he did was compete his ass off, give us some great piss and vinegar baseball, and play damn near Gold Glove defense. The slug and the walks aren't there. I get it. That's why it went down to AAA. If the Mariners happen to make the playoffs, I want them to bring Ben Williamson back up because he could save a game or two in the late innings as a defensive replacement at third. But huge shout out to B Will. I understand why they sent him down, but we were in utter chaos at third base until he came in this year.
Ginger Fit Dad agrees with you that he'll be a defensive call up by the time we get to September. Hey man, him and Mastromoney, man. If you're gonna give love to him, let's give some love to Mastromoney too. They found a way. They both found a way. And that's what you really hope for people in that situation to be able to get called up. Cole Young is doing the exact same thing.
Whew.
That dude is finding a way to stay up with the Major League Ball Club. Love to have him. Love to have him. We got in a position where we needed to really see what it was that we were holding on for. Because me personally, I've been screaming for years. What's the point of a top 5 farm prospect if they can't come up to the big team and actually help to do something? And it's a good thing that Locklear is going to finally get a chance. But yeah, man, Cole Young has done what we've asked him to. Dylan Moore is literally a pinch runner now. I had said a couple weeks ago too. I believe you had asked, or Meredith Lyford asked, if we got a chance to get Robles back, who's the odd man out, and without hesitation, everybody was like Dylan Moore.
Hey, we don't have time for tinkering, and we don't have time for guys to have reclamation projects. And RG on the thing with Dylan Moore too is he's out of options, so we can't outright send him to Tacoma. I honestly think if Dylan Moore is to resurrect his career for a couple more years, playing AAA ball somewhere I think would actually do his career wonders. This guy desperately needs confidence. He definitely needs hits. He needs a couple homers. And I honestly, in my heart, because the guy is like 2 for his last 60 now. Like it's astronomical. Like I can't even fathom how bad it is. Like it's at the point where when Dylan Moore comes up, I feel bad. I don't want to see a man out there that's just a dead man walking as he's coming up to the batter's box. So I really hope he gets an opportunity to regain his confidence at the AAA level somewhere in the near future. I want to shit y'all. Shoot, you set the live chat off, RG, with your Cole Young comment. Another thing about Cole Young, bro, he just turned 22, and there's only 3 position players in the big leagues that are younger than our second baseman.
From worst things said a month ago, having hope is dangerous. Having hope is dangerous. And right now we're on the other side of that double-edged sword where excited to finally have it. Excited to finally have something good going on in the Pacific Northwest with the Mariners.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Time will tell. We know what we're getting with Gino.
I'm ready to have my heart broken. We know ready to have my heart broken.
We know he's streaky, but he's the guy that we needed. We know he's streaky.
Mm-hmm.
Naylor's, if Naylor can just maintain, be all right.
I want to talk about fit because you just were talking about Gino and the fit. We know he fits. We know he's hot. We know he's cold. We know as an organization exactly what he's all about. A guy that we both like a ton is Rafael Devers. When
Sure
he's
do.
on, he's one of the best hitters in baseball. He wears out his welcome in Boston. He gets shipped out to San Francisco. San Francisco was one of the hotter teams in the league at that point. They've really struggled since the trade. Boston somehow got better since the trade. Sometimes even with great players, if it's not the right mix, dude, this chemistry matters. And we talk so much about Gino and his good vibes, but I also love, you see Josh Naylor come over and you can tell on that man's face, it's not good vibes, it's business and piss and vinegar baseball. Jorge Polanco is in that same ilk, that serious business mindset, and that's perfect for teams, man. As long as you can respect each other's differences, having those serious dudes and having the fun dudes, that is when a team comes together.
You remember when it got good in Bad Boys 2 when Marcus Burnett's sister got kidnapped and taken to Cuba, and they're
Oh
all
yeah.
sitting in the room, and here come the crazy dudes, and they're like, "This might get us killed. Where do we sign up at?" And then they get the guy from Delta Force, and it's like, "We about to go to Cuba and smoke some shit." That's exactly what it feels like that we made a move to be able to do. That we put together a conglomerate of marauders that were just ready to come through the village and pillage and burn stuff down. It's nice to have these good thoughts. The fears of having our heart broken is obviously still there, but to go back to where we started from, man, we needed for them to show us that they were going to do something to actually go for it. And that's
Hmm.
all we've asked for an extremely long time since the Cano and Nelson Cruz acquisitions. Give us something to say that we're going for it, and we're here. The rest of it is up to production on the field.
No doubt, man. So it's funny that the live chat's brought it up. Ginger Fitz talking about Nailers finding out about the Marine layer. Mariners lifer Gino had a couple near homers. Me and Indy brought that up, and that's life in the Pacific Northwest, dog. There is one time in my life I shot below 90 in golf, and guess what state? Arizona. The difference in ball flight in the Pacific Northwest compared to down in the Southwest like that is completely different, but it also helps our pitchers. It is what it is. Some of our hitters are going to miss home runs. Some of our pitchers are going to keep them in the ballpark. But fun times, man. I'm 10 toes down and so excited for the last 40 to 50 games of this season.
Sure, man. Sure, we're here. We're here with a chance to go for it. And instead of breaking up the camaraderie in the locker room, they did something to build it.
Woo! I love it. Let's do it. Shout
That's
out
fun.
Dom Canzone too. I'm with the live chat. I had to stay away from him though, man. I've been loving on Dom Canzone so much the last few episodes. I had to get away from that a little bit. Y'all be talking about me and my huge man crush on Mr. Chef Kiss out there, but the dog has come back a different hitter. I can't freaking say it enough. While he was just running into home runs early in his big league career, which is why he got sent down a couple of times, he is now drawing long walks. He's getting the singles in the gap. He's getting the doubles. He's getting those two strike singles, which I love so much. Shout out to the Dom father. And this is just another example. Make the lineup deeper. We have Dom at the end. We have Cole Young and JP at the end. That just feels so much different. That feels like a legitimate MLB lineup.
It does. It absolutely does. So, and we're in a good position with the rotation starting this week too, where the White Sox are going to get Woo, Kirby, and LOG, the OG, triple OG.
Woo! Okay, here's a good nugget. What if I told you that Logan Gilbert only has 3 quality starts in 2025? Where do you think this team would be?
You know, I'm not a huge quality start guy because quality
But it's a
starts don't always
barometer.
happen
It's
good.
a barometer. He's been at the top the last 3 years, like within the top couple. It's consistent performances. That's what it means.
True, true, but he did also have the stretch of time dealing with the injury and having
Yeah.
his way. We're having to work his way to get back, and he also had a god awful performance in Yankee Stadium too. So
It happens.
with with LOG, the OG, triple OG, I'm a little more forgiving than I am for anybody else. If it had been Kirby, I'd have been calling him a young baby Amazon baby punk, all types of stuff right now. But it's just something about with his Logan I'm a little more forgiving with. But there's still no other guy I'd rather have taking the ball every fifth day than LOG, the OG, triple OG. That guy's an assassin, man.
What's scary is the best is yet to come. We haven't seen
Absolutely.
Logan Gilbert at his best at all, and that's what's scary. If our pitching can come together, maybe this could be a magical run here. Maybe this could be a magical run. We'll see long term though. I'm just happy that we've taken a direct. Oh, one more question. I got one more question for you then on this whole topic. We know Cal Raleigh in spring training had a 2 or 3 hour conversation with the front office and other top brass in the Mariners organization. Do you think this huge conversation slash meeting and Cal actually re-signing with the team and firing Scott Boras, do you think this meeting maybe had some impact on the aggressiveness and the pursuit of actually trying to make a title run?
I think it still goes back to that interview he gave on field after Texas eliminated us.
Mm,
I still think it all goes back to that. All goes back to the infamous 54%. All goes back to him blunt out saying on the regional broadcast that team on the other side of the dugout did a lot to make sure that they get better and we can learn something from them. I think it all goes back to that. And then he comes out and he has the first half of a lifetime. Of a lifetime. Anytime that you are a Mariners offensive type of player, if you're anytime you're a Mariners offensive player on that side of the ball, and they're comparing what you've done from April to the All Star break to George, you've done it.
yeah.
You've done it. And again, speculation, but to be a fly in that room, be a fly on the wall in that room was like, you better not waste this. You better not waste this. And for God's sakes, they finally went out and tried to do something about it.
For real. I mean, I think Mr. Stanton should have some existential thoughts on this whole situation. The man isn't getting any younger. You don't take your bank account with you. You don't take your stock portfolio with you, RG. Try to be a civic hero. You're as rich as you're ever gonna. You have more money than you could ever spend, dude. Try to be a civic hero, man. You know I hate this team with a passion, but there's a man in the NBA who was a civic hero 15 to 20 years ago who became an even larger figure in Oklahoma City. You can be that sort of civic hero, Mr. Stanton. Let's fucking go, Ems.
What a time to be a Mariners fan, baby.
Let's
What a
do
time.
it. Hey, what a time to be a Mariners fan, man. Let's hop in the time machine because there was a young man who came from Japan to America, and he was the first Japanese position player to be on an active major league squad. It culminates in a Hall of Fame speech. Talk to me. The Mariners have another Hall of Famer in Ichiro Suzuki.
I would have loved for him to get up there and started the speech calling out the guy who didn't vote for him. Would have loved it. If you were outside at that time and know the impact that Ichiro had, some of the most amazing things that you've ever seen, man. Guy could hit, guy could field, guy could throw. Um,
Whew.
went to a game in Kansas City where a ball is hit into the right field corner and he digs it out from up underneath the facade and on a rope, third base, no one hop. Everybody was shocked when Kuna did it the other week. That was an everyday thing for Ichiro.
Mm.
And it's good to see the man get his flowers. I used to have a friend who used to knock him saying that he's up there running out the base trying to get softball style hits. 3,000 hits, man. 3,000 hits, bro. Can't deny that. the cultural impact that he had. He kept us relevant. You weren't going to talk about the Mariners if you weren't talking about Ichiro, or
Yeah.
every fifth day talking about King Felix. Sad that we never got a chance to have any real success with those guys outside of 2001. But the dude's a legend, man, and deserves every bit of all the flowers he's gotten since the Hall of Fame induction and then going through the ceremony at T-Mobile to have his number retired.
Looking back, I don't know if I appreciated how special it was at that time, to be honest. And this is coming from a Japanese American guy myself in Seattle. But sometimes they're just in the moment. But what he did was truly astonishing. I'm just looking at this list of achievements, RG. We're talking MVP and Rookie of the Year in his rookie year, 10-time All Star, 10-time Gold Glove, 3-time Silver Slugger, 2-time batting champion, and the All Star Game MVP. And we know, what did he have? 262 hits in one season? And his back control. There's only two men in my 40 years on planet Earth that have had the extraterrestrial back control, as I call it: Vladimir Guerrero and Ichiro. Guys that could legitimately get base hits when it's a sliver off of the plate. Just the most incredible back control I have ever seen. That cannon for an arm. And I'm probably not the only person, RG, that was surprised that he did his whole speech in English.
No, it's been something he's been working on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's been something he's been working on. He's been working on it for a long time. Um, it's something personally I wish Otani would work on
Mm.
a little bit more. For the guys who play with him, the guys who play against him, his peers on the field, he speaks English to them on the field. He's just extremely uncomfortable speaking it over a microphone. And
Oh.
I think we'd be forgiving enough because that guy's a bona fide superstar, and baseball needs it. Baseball needs it. I was listening to a conversation on the Bomani Jones show, and it talked about how the rise of the internet has almost killed baseball. And the guy gave
Mm.
an example. He goes to spring training a couple years ago, and he's at the Scottsdale shopping area. And while he's coming out of a store, he looks up and he sees Mike Trout. And there's not a crowd of people around him. Hardly anybody in the stores know who he is. And if you didn't know it was Mike Trout, you would think it was just another dad hanging out with his family
Mm.
shopping during the work week. And this is after he came off of back-to-back MVPs.
Wow.
And the things that Otani is able to do might go down as the best player in baseball. Still too early to tell. But he needs it. Baseball needs him to be able to find a comfort zone and be able to do that because baseball is dying of having a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And superstars aren't made the way that they used to be. No, it's probably a damn shame. Is more people probably know who Kaisen Nat is than know who Otani is.
Mm.
Damn shame. Damn shame for a generational talent. But with Ichiro, man, can't say nothing bad about him. The only other guy I would put up there with him, as far as that back control and be able to find pitches anywhere, is Tony Gwynn. And
Oh,
shout out
duh, of
to
course. Yup.
Ginger Fit
Yup.
Dad being
Yup.
able to bring that up. The strike doesn't happen in '94. Tony Gwynn and possibly George both hit over 400.
Mm.
You getting Tony
Absolutely.
Gwynn out, hardest thing in baseball to do. Now, let me ask you this. Could be controversial. Could go against everything I believe as a Mariner fan. If you put up his numbers and the things he did in the blue, and you put him next to George, who's the best Mariner of all time?
No, it's George Kenneth Griffey Jr. It's not. That's not even close. That's not even close, dude. Because the power production's real. The power production is a real thing, dude. And I couldn't. I don't even know if Ichiro's the second best player in Mariners history.
Uh-oh. I know you're not going with that steroid monkey that used to play shortstop for us.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna take it even a step further, RG, and I'll ask it in a question form. Is Ichiro even the best player to wear number 51 as a Mariner?
You cut me deep, Shrek. Cut me real deep with me. Fun to be able to have these conversations, man. Fun to be able to look back at the history of what these guys have done and actually have something to put us on the map. For as long as we've been around, we don't have a whole lot of playoff success. And the times that we are there, we do some damage other than 2022. But even 2022 was something magical within itself. The way that we came back from that huge deficit and got Toronto the fuck up out of there. Being able to look back and be proud of a lineage of some really good players is awesome for the Mariners. Really, really is. I love Felix. I don't think that Felix is a Hall of Fame pitcher. Me and you have had this discussion numerous times. But for Ichiro to get his flowers, man, well deserved. Well deserved. And I'm glad to have been outside for it and be able to feel the impact. Because there, you know how it is. You can look up highlights and you can look up certain things on YouTube all you want. But if you weren't outside to know what that felt like, when you were shocked when he went 0 for 4.
Yeah. You're shocked if he went 1 for 4 much of his career.
Absolutely. Absolutely. To know what it was like to have that constant in the lineup. Kept solid representative for the All-Star game. Help maintain the things that Griffey and the big unit were doing in the Pacific Northwest. Again, damn shame we didn't have any chance to see that guy wear that uniform in the postseason to see what could have happened. But Ichiro highlights were amazing on ESPN every night for Force Center.
For real,
Yes,
man.
sir.
You know, and I kind of think about too is in 2025, Major League Baseball has become a global sport. Major League Baseball is a global sport now. We know the impact of Jackie Robinson. Check out my great hat right here. But then I also think about guys like Roberto Clemente. I think about Fernando Valenzuela. I think about Omar Vizquel. I think about so many guys. You got your Chanho Parks, and Ichiro was also a very critical player amongst all the names I listed of helping globalize the great sport of baseball.
Hideo Nomo.
Yes, critical. But it's just cool. I think it's really cool that baseball has become a global sport, and Ichiro is one of those ambassadors.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy. Absolutely happy to see that that guy is being recognized as the great player that he is.
Anything on the sports table you want to keep rolling with right here, dude?
Yeesh. Let's get to it, man. I saw Tay Williams crack his head in here. Tay Williams, what in the blue hell are y'all doing? And are you really going to let Michael Parsons walk out the fucking door? I don't think it happens. It'll be like CeeDee Lamb and Dak. They'll get his deal done before the opening game. But are you really going to let Michael Parsons walk out the door? Why is Jerry Jones taking a play out of the Mariners playbook of trying to do something too late with a contract? If you gave it to him before Miles got paid, it still gives you flexibility to be able to add some things to the roster.
Mm-hmm.
You do it before TJ gets paid, still can do some other things. But you look at his numbers, and you look at what TJ and you look at what Miles got. You got to pay that dude. And what the hell is this? We agreed to a deal without his agent present? I thought there were rules against that shit.
Big time. I got a question for you then, because there was a Hall of Fame owner, a Hall of Fame GM, rest in peace, Al Davis. but he became terrible at running his team when he got to a certain age after doing it at a Hall of Fame level for decades. Is Jerry Jones at that age where he's just hurting his team more than he's helping?
I think he has either we got that play for him or him got it from us that they want to win the way that they want to do things and they're very unapologetic about it. There's a
Mm,
part of me that loves it until the method no longer works.
yeah.
Uh, was it Einstein that says a man that tried the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is called insanity? Uh, don't know what it is with him, man, but it's a problem I wouldn't want to have. Tay says that is cap and that he's going to resign. Ginger Fit Dad says since they aren't close to winning anything, might as well trade him for a haul. Could you really let that dude walk out the door, though? Philly's
Is
offense
there
is
is there 3 draft picks that's going to equal what he gives you when he's out there? That's not an easy task, dude. That's an elite player. In fact, I'm going to go as far as to say he's easily the best player on that team.
he wants
I
45
sure,
mil a
I sure
year.
as fuck take. That's a better deal than paying Dak Prescott 60.
I think so
I'd rather
too.
pay him 45 than CD 35.
Tough
I know I'm
position to
getting a
be
little
in.
crazy here, but like,
Tough position to
maybe
be in.
I'm an old man shouting out the clouds, but I want the guy that gets the quarterback. The guy that gets the quarterback, man. What? How did your Eagles do last year? How'd they do? They did okay.
What was the
And what do
stat
they
I heard?
do? They get after the quarterback.
What was the stat I heard? That the Cowboys allowed 468 points last year, and the Eagles scored 463 points last year. And the thing that I'm afraid of the most might be that kid in Washington behind center.
Ooh.
You with the weapons that Philly has on offense. Now that Washington's going to have its own problems if they can't resign Scary Terry.
Yeah, what the fuck are they doing about that too?
Just I'm glad it's the NFC East having these problems.
You're like me when I see a 49er hold out. I'm like, "Oh, good, man. Fight over that money, man."
longer, longer, whatever it takes for you to get rid of Trent Williams.
Oh god, he couldn't retire soon
please,
enough.
please let Trent Williams be on the SB list. Just tell you, man, it's some crazy stuff going on in there, but just the way that football is consumed, football is just a different animal, man.
It's crazy because I just love baseball, and you have to like search for that content right now, and I get it too. Because not only is the NFL king, dude, college football is absolutely the queen, and everyone else is fighting for the pieces underneath it. So we get it. We get it.
The NFL is so much king that Major League Baseball with the World Series does not want to compete with week 8 of the NFL season.
Damn.
Think
I don't
about
think
that
I
for a
would
minute.
either.
Think about that. The World Series wants no part of that Sunday in week 8 during the NFL season. That's fucking nuts, bro.
Well, we don't have enough time to get into it now, but I am pumped for football, man. I am pumped for football.
It's right around the corner. Right around the
It
corner.
is.
Practice games start on Thursday. So it's time for you
Shit, check it
bums to
out.
get some false hopes.
You're gonna like this, man. Pete Carroll and the Raiders come up to Seattle Thursday night for a preseason ball game.
Rated by 50.
Oh shit.
Maybe he'll give the ball to Marshawn on the 2.
It was more like the one, you dick.
Malcolm Butler. Still having nightmares about that dude, ain't you?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's calmed down a little bit. The Thunder won the NBA championship, so my hatred towards that last Super Bowl play, Super Bowl 49 interception, that goes down a little bit on my anger list now.
Well, Seattle doesn't want to pick you back off Oklahoma's success.
Oh hell, we don't want none of that. And that's what I'm saying. We've been telling them for years, get your own swag. And they're like, oh, you can cheer for us. No, we don't want none of your shit. I stand for all of my Sonics fans out there. That championship is yours. Have your swag. Party it up. Smoke your shit. Drink your shit. We don't want nothing to do with that, though. Our Sonics are our Sonics. Your Thunder is your Thunder. 2K, stop with the tomfoolery and separate those teams, man. Gary Payton and Sean Kemp do not go in the blue and yellow.
Mm. But Durant does.
Oh, you're a motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's that time of year, 3 weeks away from the official start of college football. Preseason for the NFL starts. Mariners are in a position where we may actually be able to get something done. As a sports fan, what more could you want? Well, I know what I can want. I can want the Suns not to suck.
You're gonna need to wait a minute.
Shut your mouth. At least my team didn't leave for a hooker and a tornado in the Midwest.
Yeah. My team settled for worse. They wanted the easier relationship. They settled for the worst.
Yeah. Let's get to some melancholies real quick. Was a interesting week in the world. We did lose two good musicians, a actor from my childhood, and the most pretentious death that I think has happened in a very long time since the passing of one Orenthal James Simpson, with Terry Bollea, better known as Hulk Hogan. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Been a huge wrestling fan my whole life. Not so much now. I probably only watch the big pay-per-views just because they have some sentimental value to me. And for God's sake, in the early 2000s, I spent a lot of money going to wrestling pay-per-views. He by nowhere is the best wrestler of all time. If you watch a lot of his matches, they're sloppy. He's sloppy. Kind of a 5-minute program. You're not going to get a classic like WrestleMania 4 with Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat out of him. But what he did for the popularity of wrestling can never be denied. And then that's where it begins to get tricky at, is what the world knew as the character of Hulk Hogan. The world also had to come to the realization of what Terry Bollea actually is. And as they said, there was a lot of hate dancing during his death, but he brought it upon himself. And I think it's okay to send condolences to the character, but yet despite the man who hates the character. Because he doesn't own the name Hulk Hogan, Vince McMahon does. Which is kind of weird, man. But one thing I can't take, I was in Toronto that night for WrestleMania 18 when him and The Rock went at it. And wrestling fans love that dude, man. But there's also that old saying about why you should never meet your idols.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You got to see Hogan wrestle at a WrestleMania, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Hulk Hogan versus the Mr. Vince McMahon. I honestly don't even remember who won. I just remembered it was just such a fantastic time. If y'all don't know, WrestleMania came to Seattle in the early 2000s at then Safeco Field. I had not watched wrestling for 3, 4, 5 years at that point, but I had to go to WrestleMania with all the homies. That's what we did. But RG, I think you said that very eloquently. And being an African American, huge wrestling fan like yourself, I can see that it puts you in a very weird situation. And here's what I'll say about Hulk, and we both agreed on this, is we're not talking about the person, but what he was to wrestling. He is basically the guy that made wrestling mainstream. And it's catapulted since that point. But I think it would be safe to say this is where you just got to be a smart human, man. I can separate OJ Simpson, the football player, from what the second half of his life was like. I can separate Ty Cobb, the person, from the ball player. I can do the same with Aaron Hernandez, and I'll do the same with Hulk Hogan.
I love R. Kelly's music. Robert
Mm,
Kelly is a piece of shit.
there you go.
Find me a better album than Kanye's Graduation.
Whew.
But Kanye's a bastard. Know what you're taking doses of.
Well, then there was a lot of hatred out of Hogan's mouth towards the end of his time, or not even towards the end, but after he was such a famous wrestler. I'm gonna leave it at this, man, because this legend passed away recently. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate.
Ginger Fit Dad, did you happen to see the meme that someone put up as a flyer of Hulk Hogan versus Chris Benoit? Hell in a
Oh
Cell?
no! Oh no! The internet's an evil place.
The internet remains undefeated. The
uh,
internet remains undefeated, man. Man, great to get a chance to catch up with you, Ty. It's been a real helpful for the soul, man.
I'm happy to be here for you, man. Everyone, give those healing vibes to my big dog RG. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers, please.
Yes,
And I'm gonna say it
sir.
like this, dude. I say this all the time. Dogs have better souls than humans. It's that simple.
True, man. True. Mom's grandma passed away in 2012, and he came into my life shortly after that. And at first, I didn't want him because I don't want to get attached to nothing like that. And 12 years, 12 years, man. Being dude was with me through some dark times, some good times, and I'm just glad he didn't have to suffer much longer than what he did.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. I checked out night one of SummerSlam, and I'm gonna catch up with what I didn't miss tonight. I tried my best to stay away from any alerts that I got on the phone, so I got to see the end of Solo and Jacob. So we're trying to catch up with what went down with Cody and John Cena tonight. But yeah, man, you don't know how much time you have. So with the time you do have, just be grateful to the people around you that you care about, and try not to get caught up in the bullshit.
Good
Anything
shit,
else you
dude.
got for the people?
Just one more thing, man. We were in a rush to hop on live. Got to give a huge shout out to our friends at Romantic About Baseball. We are proud to be a team of the Baseball Lovers Alliance. That's several fantastic podcasts. Go to Romantic About Baseball. Check out all of the great major league content, and you will see me and your boy RG with My Oh My amongst all those fantastic pods.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Grateful for the partnership. Hope for big things coming. Man. Well, as always, this has been My Oh My. It's another sports podcast coming to you live each and every Sunday on the airways of You Tizzle. We'd like to give a big shout out to our super producer, Indy, holding it down for Vaden Podcast Services. Indy out there in Nashville, Tennessee. Check out his music page, Death to Indy. Big shout out to our social media director, Miss Katie Matsumoto. Thank you for all that you do and keeping our presence alive on social media and all the postings and clips that you help put up. Big shout out to the dudes from Romantic About Baseball. Happy to be a part of the partnership. Most importantly, thank you for those of you who joined us in the live chat. This cannot be possible without you. Don't forget to follow us on our socials at MyOhMyASP. You can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitter, Spaces. Tyler's two dogs have an OnlyFans. Uh, called muttbutt.com. if you can't join us live Sunday for the broadcast, the recording of the episode does come out on Tuesday mornings, wherever you like to get your favorite podcast from. The guy on my left, man, biggest part of the show, man, Mr. Tyler Matsumoto, Ty Talks 24. Thank you for all you do. Indy at the Mother Controls in Nashville, Tennessee, rocking the woods of steel, helping us sound like $1,000,000. I'm just a lonely, broken-hearted kid from the Cinco Cero Cinco, holding it down for the 505 in La Raza. I go by the name of RG. Hopefully, you join us each and every Sunday as we come to you live for another episode of My Oh My, another sports podcast.